There's going to be concepts here that are going to be new to you. So I'm kind of just building what you maybe already know, getting you to where I want you to be, and then I move on to the next concepts. Okay, guys? So I know it's Friday, so we're going to try our best here. Go to page 8. I just want to make sure you know how to do the knots. You ready? So everything else I already posted. I'm just going to focus on this one. This is basically saying probability of not 8. Okay, that little bar on top, make sure you make it very visible. So if I say, hey, deck of cards, what's the probability of not drawing an 8? You should be able to see this, and I should be able to ask you, what is that statement saying? And you should say, that is the probability of not drawing an 8 on a deck of cards. Guys, listen carefully. When you see a not, think of minus. Think of the top here, think of that as a minus. So watch what I'm going to do. Probability of not drawing an 8. This is optional, by the way. If you just state the probability correctly, you're done. We have how many cards? 52. Thank you. Not 8. It's easier to do it this way. Say, well, there's 52 cards, and I do not want the 8s. How many 8s are there in a deck of cards? 4. Okay, just making sure you're awake. 48 over 52. That's how you do it. That's how I would like you to think of not. Okay, don't try to count the backwards, right? Just be like, hey, I don't want that. So how many of those are there? Let's take that away from the total. Boom, you're done, right? So 4 out of 52 are 8. Therefore, 48 out of 52 are not 8. Some of you did that in your head, but I think this is important to show it like that, right? Okay, keep going. I just wanted to emphasize that. Page 10, I posted the key, right? We did some simplifying. And I also asked you to fill in this chart. That is all part of the key. Okay, just look at yesterday's key 7 to 10. Yeah, I'm just going to put it on the screen so that my fans that are watching the video, they can just pause and see how that went, right? By the way, the numbers you divide, the top and bottom, you pick. If you see, oh, 25 goes into both of them, go for it, right? I'm just showing you the smaller numbers that work every time. But if you see a bigger number that fits into both of them, go for it, right? Like 15 over 45, 15 goes into 15 once, into 45 3 times. That's 1/3, right? So you don't have to use the small numbers that I suggest. And then here you have your chart. And if you just look at it quickly, I don't know if you want to fill that in, but I won't spend too much time on that because I expect you to know that already. Okay, let's go. I want you to practice a bit more with cards. So let's go to 14 I meant to say. Let's go to 14 here real quick. Pretend like this is an AC right now. Okay. And there's a bunch of knots. There's a further down, you'll see there's knots. So let's quickly, just the fraction. Don't do decimal, don't do percent. Just write down the fraction for every single question. Take it, like, let's say 1 minute per question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Let's go with 5 minutes. I know you're smarter than that. So just go for it. I'll go over that and then I'll start talking odds. Okay. Remember that little deck of cards on your study sheet? It's going to help you, right? I gave you the short version. What's the probability of drawing a red card? There are 26 reds, 26 are black, right? So that's technically correct right there. But we know that's 1/2, right? Half of the deck. So if you can see that, go for it, right? Probability of drawing a red face card. There are 12 in total. 6 are black and 6 are red. Okay, so there's 6 6 red face cards. That's it. 3 over 26 if you reduced it, right? The probability of drawing a black queen, right? So there are 4 queens, right? 2 are red, 2 are black. So 2 over 52 is the answer there. That shouldn't take you very long, right? If you know your deck of cards. Drawing a queen of spades. There are 4 queens, right? There's a queen of spades, of clubs, of diamonds, of hearts. So in this case, there's only 1 out of 52. Probability of not a club. You do not want a club card. So you go 52 minus how many club cards? 13, right? 39 over 52. Say the probability of drawing a card that is not a red face card. So you go 52 minus, I already did this earlier, right? So you're welcome, right? Minus 6 over 52, and that is 46 over 52. My key is reduced, but I just want you to make sure you understand how to come up with the numbers. Reducing is besides, right? I'm going to deal with that later. Say the probability of drawing a black 9 or a face card. What does that or mean? Adding, yes. Put that plus right there. So, how many black nines? There are 2 cards, right? And face cards, there are 12 cards. Right? So technically this would be 2 plus 12 over 52. That's 14 over 52. Done. Right? Done. Question, if I asked you which one of these is most likely to happen, what would be the best way to go about it? Fractions are tough to decide. I mean, these are all out of 52, so then it's not bad to decide which one is most likely to happen. But turning them all to a percentage would be for sure like the highest percentage is the one that's most likely to happen. Just right now, this is probably the most likely to happen, right? 46 out of 52 cards fulfill this requirement. So not drawing a face card in this, a red face card in this scenario would be most likely to happen. Okay. You're like, what about the rest? What about 12 and 13, right? I will do that later on because I don't want you to forget about it. Okay, so as I go through, I'm going to be like, review just basic probabilities. Let's come back to 12 and 13. I added way more than what I needed. So here you need to put your thinking caps on, okay? I'm going to stop it right here and start